My husband fell for my in-laws' manipulations again. Therapy is unfortunately not in our budget right now, and I honestly don't have anyone else to talk to about this. I've been no contact with my in-laws for the past 9 months. It started because of how I was treated like a literal incubator during my pregnancy, but it's continued because my brain is now stuck in constant protection mode. These people are walking generational trauma and unaddressed mental illness, and I refuse to expose my child to it. By the way, this comes from Slightly Bitter 47, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Denise Brady, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I practice helping people overcome childhood trauma, emotionally unavailable parents, and how a lot of that manifests into your life as an adult.
And I'm Keon, and yes, everyone, please welcome Denise Brady. As she said, a licensed marriage and family therapist who's been helping people heal since 2009. Denise works with clients in both California and Texas, creating a safe space for people to process what they've been holding in and take off the mask that's been keeping them from truly living, setting boundaries, and building healthy relationships. Her passion for marginalized communities started in South Los Angeles, so a very cool local over here, and Compton, where she worked with women rebuilding their lives and breaking generational trauma. Today, Denise specializes in EMDR therapy, which we'll probably go into a little bit later, helping clients reprocess painful experiences and find long-term healing beyond traditional talk therapy. So whether you're here to learn, heal, or just understand yourself better, you're in the right place. Please welcome Denise.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to get into this story with your help. OP says, they have repeatedly disrespected every boundary we have put in place, both during my pregnancy and postpartum, and they've shown zero respect for the decisions we've made as parents. That's why they've had no contact with our child either. I've made that line very clear. What's driving me absolutely insane is the predictability of their manipulation. Every single month, like clockwork, they start guilt tripping and emotionally screwing with my husband. They lash out at him for prioritizing his wife and child over the emotional needs of his extremely mentally unwell mother, then pretend like nothing happened. After that, they act normal and push for visits with our little one. Rinse, repeat. A few days ago, mother-in-law and father-in-law showed up at my husband's work. He works with the public, and mother-in-law starts infantilizing him in front of coworkers. He shuts it down and gray-rocked her, but it was highly embarrassing and inappropriate. Father-in-law acted polite in person, then waited until SO got into the car to call and berate him, claiming he treated his mom like crap, just for setting a basic boundary and asking to be spoken to like an adult. His dad's whole attitude is so clearly performative. He'll talk to my husband like he's a disrespectful, ungrateful son when mother-in-law is around, then turn around and send a friendly, fake but apologetic text message minutes later as if nothing happened. He's done this more than once, like when he said, "Sorry if I came off harsh earlier. I just hate seeing your mom upset. We love you so much." Right after a conversation where he outright scolded my husband for not coddling her. It's manipulative, confusing, and completely two-faced. And we're going to pause because we've got a lot of information about these parents.
Run.
But you were talking about how you work with people who have to deal with emotionally immature parents, and these definitely feel
right up my alley.
Yeah. How do you deal with people who act like your parents who act like this?
I think it's really hard because you love your parents unconditionally, but their love at times comes with some placeholders. It's conditional.
Yeah.
So in this situation, with them having a grandchild, it is the same cycle. Yeah. If you recognize a cycle, what are some things you could put in place to not react?
Yeah.
If you know this is going to happen, or are you in a place where we just don't want to have contact with you guys at all?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to stop. They want to feel like the victim. They want to have power. They want to have control. They want to make you feel bad about choosing yourselves when probably the whole time their son has been in a position to always choose them. Yeah. And this is the first time that he's not choosing them. He's choosing his family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it definitely seems like they are going to keep pushing it.
And as a child gets older, then the child might become a weapon or things to be pulled back and forth to the middle. Do
Especially
you want your
if
child
they're watching him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not great. To my husband's credit, he stood his ground during the call, though honestly, I wish he had just hung up. Then father-in-law texts him, asking him to message mother-in-law and tell her that he loves her. What? Why is this grown man acting as her emotional middleman? Why does she need to be constantly validated? And unfortunately, my husband did it. He messaged her, told her he loves her, and once again explained that he's been asking for years to be treated like the adult he is. Unsurprisingly, mother-in-law flipped the script, played the victim, and refused to take any accountability. Then father-in-law follows up again, thanking SO for the "I love you" message, and launching into a long, guilt-trippy monologue about how I need to get over how they treated me and how much he loves his son. Classic manipulative garbage. A couple days later, father-in-law invited SO to lunch, just the two of them, supposedly, and my husband still longs for the bond he used to have with his dad, so he agreed. I tried to be supportive, but I reminded him to stay cautious. Every time they act nice, there's an angle. And sure enough, I was right. SO gets to the lunch spot, and who walks in with father-in-law? Mother-in-law. There had been zero mention of her coming. Total ambush. My husband said she was acting paranoid and unstable the entire time. And while I've been proud of how far he's come in trying to set boundaries, this was one of those moments where he needed to speak up. He should have said, "What is mom doing here?" But he didn't. He went along with it, and that's the problem. Over lunch, they bragged about all the things SO's wealthy siblings has been buying lately. Completely irrelevant. Gave SO $100 for checking on their cat while they were out of town, which felt extremely transactional and manipulative. And casually mentioned they're thinking of buying a third vehicle, despite neither of them working and barely using the cars they already have. Why do they need a third vehicle? There's only two of them. What are you going to use the third one for? It's just for leisure. Meanwhile, we're a one-car household. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and we've cut expenses to the bone just to make it work, so I can stay home and raise our child. The contrast felt like a slap in the face, whether it was meant that way or not. And by the way, it would feel like a slap in the face to us if you didn't listen to us. And that's all I can say. But there is a little bit left to this story. Keep listening. Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I think that the son is raising his parents.
Yeah.
And I think having a new person come in who's the wife, she's actually expecting him to respond the way that she would respond.
Yeah.
When really he's never had a voice.
More, confrontationally.
Yeah. And so you can't expect your partner to respond the way that you do or have the same personality. This is a dynamic he's been in his whole life. So he's been conditioned to be, in some ways, a parent to them and also just be
manage their emotions
all the time. So this is very new. So he's like, what do? I've never had a voice. Now my wife is saying, where's your voice?
Yeah.
Speak up. It's like, I've never had one. Like, give me some time here.
Second.
Yes.
It also must feel, I think, like kind of intimidating or overwhelming to have his parents being mad at him and then his wife, for a good reason, being like, you need to speak up. It's like, okay, wait.
Not only that, you're still taking care of an infant.
Yes, and you have a baby. And he's like, he's the only one bringing in money because she's stay-at-home mom. So like that also is another kind of, weight on him.
He has really, I feel like this place where do I fit in? Where do I go? My wife wants this. My parents need this. My child needs this.
Yeah.
Where do I really find myself? And it's like, I can see him feeling like very lost and just confused on what about me? Is anyone seeing me? Everyone wants something. My wife wants something. My parents want something. But do I feel seen by anybody?
Yeah. Do you work with a lot of people who kind of feel like they lose their identity when,
in parenting and, raising their parents, being the everything to your parent? You grow up and you have to make decisions and figure yourself out when really no one ever taught you how to figure yourself out or that you could be your own person.
Yeah. You've
always had to be whatever your parents molded you into wanting their needs met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a little bit left of this story. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. I'm really trying not to come off as controlling, but I wish my husband had just left. I can't keep watching them pull this crap month after month and feel like I'm the only one who sees it for what it is. I stay no contact to protect my peace and my child, but every time they manipulate him, it ends up affecting me too. I feel like I have to stay looped in just so I can help him process what's going on and name the pattern, but it's making me angrier and more exhausted every time. He's come a long way, and I know firsthand how hard it is to unlearn a lifetime of conditioning. But if he doesn't fully wake up to how toxic this cycle is, I don't know how much longer I can carry the emotional weight for both of us. And there are some comments. Comment 1 says, the way I see it, you're headed for a crisis point if you're not there already. Therefore, the situation is not acceptable and it needs to change. What I'd suggest is sitting your husband down and telling him that you can't keep doing this. highlighting the predictability of these monthly cycles. As long as this keeps happening consistently, that's proof no progress is being made. By allowing himself to forget last month's cruelty, he's essentially self-harming and making you watch.
Oh, wow.
As the person who swore to share his pain and protect him, you're in an impossible position that's breaking your heart and building up resentment. He should know that, and he should hear it in clear words. It's time to ask him to start tracking the frequency of these episodes with you, or for him to trust your own assessment. Then the new goal is improvement, no more stagnation. He needs to graduate from trying to hang up during verbal abuse to actually hanging up. Also, keep in mind that you can look up some therapy techniques and use them on him within ethical reason. I've gotten incredible results with loved ones by pulling from the professional toolbox. And comment 2 says, OP, I say this kindly but firmly with the pretext that my husband has the exact same issues of enmeshment with his family. And I understand how difficult it is, but you have gotten enmeshed in his family system too, even though you are no contact. And without you addressing that on your end, it is still perpetuating the same dysfunctional family cycles. I completely understand feeling like you need to have an eye on your husband and the frustration of feeling like he once again disappointed you. But the reality is that the pattern you and your husband have created here is enmeshment. An enmeshed family system continues to find new people to enmesh until someone breaks the cycle. And oftentimes, women are used repeatedly as release valves to process, where that really means dumping the pain while not much changes. Stop being involved at all. Reflect on real boundaries you need to have with your relationship with your husband and expectations you have for him. For example, I expect you to be involved caretaker of our little one, and if you continually come home dysregulated and unable to care for her, these are XYZ consequences. Take the emphasis off them and focus on you. How do you feel? What are you angry at your spouse about? What needs to be healed and resolved in your relationship? Maybe there are certain things you need to see your husband doing to show he is reaching for resources outside of you to heal and recovery. Is he reading books? Is he journaling? Is he looking for an enmeshment specialized therapist? These family systems do not heal on their own without outside support, and you are not a healthy person to support him because after years of shouting about their true intentions, he likely doesn't 100% listen to you, and you are likely to interpret all of their actions negatively. It's also your childhood trauma getting constantly reactivated by their behavior. And that's not healthy for anyone. You knowing all of these details about these meetups and interactions helps nobody. You need to learn some boundaries and work on codependency yourself. Your husband's relationship with his parents is just that, his. You can set boundaries about how it involves shared life and your shared space, but you need to learn to let him navigate it himself, or else he won't grow up and the cycle of infantilization will continue. Furthermore, being this involved is just going to burn you out over time, 100%. And that is the end of that story. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like it's weighing on OP a lot, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, I wonder if there's resentment growing.
Yeah.
And based off of the comment, I feel like it's kind of, if he doesn't do these things, then this is going to happen. It's almost, the comment's almost also giving like motherly, kind of like he needs to do these things or do this, like very punishing.
Yeah.
The same thing that kind of he's going through with his parents already. So I don't know if that's the right like angle, but I do see the wife, significant other, developing resentment that it's once you get there, it's hard to come back from resentment.
I was wondering about like that. There was a part of the comment where it was saying like that's his relationship with his parents, and maybe there is a way for her to kind of step back and be like, I actually just don't want to, like, you know, I'm gonna have maybe low or no contact with your parents.
Yeah,
you can keep having your relationship.
True,
but it's separate. But I don't know if that would.
Is that really like likely though that you could when you're your significant other and you have a child?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really likely if you could separate yourself completely and go no contact. He's involved with them, so and that will put more stress on your relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah, if he's having to manage all of that,
all you guys.
Yeah, he's like, I have so many people. I think the tough part is that he doesn't, because someone also said like, what about therapy? And they've already said that they can't afford it. How do we manage all of that when you don't have outside support?
They don't have a lot of, I think, resources in general of support systems to get them through it. So I see them, just the couple and the child trying to just navigate so much, like a child being maybe new parents plus the parents, his parents. It just seems kind of like a lot, and I would hope that they could find maybe friends or other support systems to help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, one of our commenters they were asking from Surly Sunshine, is it better to set boundaries gradually or all at once in this scenario? especially with a parent like this or something along those lines, how would you navigate this per se?
I would say gradually, because you're not even used to setting boundaries.
So you have to work up to it too.
Yeah, you have to get used to what boundaries are, what they look like. And most people, when they're just starting out setting boundaries, they're worried about the backlash. People look at me. Am I going to be a bad child? Will my parents think of me as a bad child? So slowly implement boundaries that you're comfortable with, that you can maybe, that will gradually get you to maybe setting those, fruit tree. The higher ones, start with the low-hanging fruit that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, easy stuff.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Great advice on this story. Great job.
Guys, I'm going to stop this story right now to let you know Keon has $100.
It's mine. Or it could be yours.
And Keon, how did you win that $100?
I joined OK Storytime on their public streams.
When?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. PST.
And you scan something, is that right?
Well, there's a couple ways, Riley. You can scan the QR code or join that survey link and just fill it out with your name and number.
But you just got it after you did that?
Well, it's a little bit more than that. You gotta wait till the end of the stream and we'll call you.
Holy crap, I can't believe it.
Yeah! You are the OK Storytime giveaway winner!
So who called you?
OK Storytime. I think it's gonna be one of us.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. It's like a 440 area code, right?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Say yes.
Yeah, it is, I guess, with this guy.
Come on, just say yes.
Yes, it's that number.
This guy. Yes, it's a 440. You don't know that it's 440-508-6567? That's our phone number, for real.
No, they're gonna keep calling it.
Call it. Give us your story too if you're at it. But guys, $100, easy peasy.
Let's do that one more
lemon squeezy.
time. Maybe they can edit it out. That's funny, but
Nah, leave it in editor. And that's it. That's how you win it. We're getting back to the story.
all right,
where
back to the story.
Sophia's probably reading a story about a divorced couple.
Dakota's probably on a tangent about something that's not relevant to the story.
Who knows? I mean, you guys watch it, so.
But we have some comments from our fans in
Okay.
our chat. The Tomlet, who might be here, I'm not sure.
Maybe. It was a late night for everyone.
Yeah,
last night.
everyone was up late. Not us, but other people were up late. The Tomlet says, I'm 39, non-binary, and have been no contact with every member of my immediate family at some point in my life. I have CPTSD, diagnosed by my previous therapist, from the way I was raised, with an additional PTSD from an accident that left me permanently disabled because of a head injury, which also gave me anxiety and moved my depression firmly into the severe column. It honestly wasn't until last year that I realized I had been raised and even spent most of my life in a brainwashed cult-like haze due to the extremes my mother put our entire family through. I am in talk therapy, but I simply can't afford to see my therapist as often as I need to, and have never done EMDR though I've been told I would benefit from it. I still live in the same area I grew up in and honestly hate it, but can't move at the moment. And there is a question here, being on a fixed income, what can I do to help myself further cope? I used to not remember most of my adolescence and childhood, but over the last year or so, a lot of it is coming back, and it wasn't good. Hobbies and other distractions only go so far. And that is the end of that question from the Tomlet.
So when it comes to trying to find affordable therapy, I think there are websites and things out there that can give you either low income or free therapy. But looking at how much trauma you've been through, I do think that you'd be a good candidate for somatic therapy, where you're resetting your central nervous system and all the things that your body still remembers from the trauma you've been through physically, mentally. So hopefully you can find, I don't know, maybe another provider who's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Might help you. But I do think that there are things that you can use, tools. There's some people use tapping. There's a lot of body tapping that can really help you release, recenter yourself and kind of going through those memories. But I do hope that you can find something that's more consistent, even just twice a month. I think can really help you. But EMDR, yes, if you need to reprocess traumatic memories, feelings.
Can you talk a bit about what EMDR is?
Yeah. So EMDR is reprocessing, using eye movements or body sensations to really kind of in some ways take you back to those memories. So it's very intense. It can be 6 months of therapy within only 2 to 3 sessions.
Well,
yes, it's very intense because we're taking you back to the memory, the experience in your mind. It's like riding a train. Once you get from the train station, you're just going to go through all these memories and experiences. and we're going to go to wherever your brain goes to.
Yeah.
So at the forefront, we're bringing everything from the subconscious up to the conscious.
Yeah.
And it can be really intense for someone to be kind of sitting in the thing that they've been avoiding for so long.
Yeah, and it seems like that's kind of what's going on here, where or at least starting to, like the memories coming back.
And especially when you start EMDR,
Yeah.
there's going to be memories you didn't think you remembered that come up. So you want to be with a provider that's consistent with you.
Yeah.
And really is trying to hear you out and where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's another question from Mimi B, who says, I'm 32 female and have a complicated relationship with my mom. She can be really critical and emotionally distant when she's upset, which has made me feel like I'm never enough. I love her, but it's hard to balance wanting a relationship with her and needing boundaries for my own peace. I also don't have a close relationship with my dad, which leaves me feeling lost sometimes and unsure what healthy love and support really looks like. I've started to notice these patterns showing up in my other relationships too. Question, how can I start healing from this and stop replaying these same emotional patterns in my life and relationships?
Well, this is something I deal with a lot. I wonder for you, the things that you've always needed from a parent, can you find those things in yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Can you also think about what are your needs? Can you get those needs met from other friends, mentors, female mentors? But I think you have to recognize that no matter what, you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You're not the problem. Your parent has their own issues, and learning to love yourself, because a lot of the conditioning that you have gone through as a child through that parenting, you're probably regurgitating that into your relationships. So learning that, am I reacting right now because of how I would normally react with my mother or parent, or am I reacting to the situation that's happening in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that you're not a bad child, you're not a bad person. Your mother had her own issues, which she unfortunately poured into you as a child. But those things, the things you have been through, do not define you as a person. And your trauma does not define you as a person, and you can overcome it. It's sitting with yourself and getting to know yourself as an adult and not yourself as a child. Your childlike self is still wanting to be released. So how do you connect with that? How do you embrace your inner child as an adult and learn how to love yourself through connecting with your inner child?
So it kind of goes into like that thing we were talking about of like finding your identity.
And Mimi B is here in the chat saying, I needed to hear that.
Oh.
And we have another question from Kate, who says, I, 31 female, and my fiance, 31 male, have a problem with my fiance's mother. She wanted her family to look perfect to everyone around her all her life, but her family fell apart, and we were finally forced to cut off contact with her last year. She is manipulative, lies, and always has to be right. She can't admit that she's wrong, and everything has to be her way. But we want to establish contact with her because we are expecting a baby, and we would like a relationship with rules. Question is, how do we set the rules in a healthy way, even if she doesn't want to hear us out, but at the same time wants us to apologize for something we didn't do, but her partner did to us? How do we force her to see the truth in a healthy way?
Forcing her.
Yes.
Well, you can't force anybody to do anything. So I think you have to figure out, what do you have control of? What can you let go of control? You don't have control over this other person, but are there boundaries, not maybe rules, but boundaries you can set in place about expectations with the child coming, your relationship, and hopefully have some kind of like come to Jesus conversation about where we are, where we want to go, and how we can heal from some of the things that have happened, because you want to bring a child into this dynamic, but you want to bring the child into a healthy dynamic. So I think it's recognizing, what can I control? What do I need to let go of? Changing my reactions. I can't control her. Depending on how old she is, she probably is not going to change.
Yeah, she probably hasn't changed too
No.
much since, you've cut her off contact before.
So you have to, if you're going to have contact again, what's going to be different for you?
Yeah.
Because they're probably the same person.
Yeah.
And so you have to think about why you went no contact before, and if it's worth it to open that door to a person who probably has not changed.
Yeah.
And bring the child into that also.
Absolutely. Who they can influence, and, so maybe like one of the boundaries is we never have her watch the kid, or,
Or
leave her
alone, maybe.
Yeah, leave her alone.
Maybe
with the kid.
supervised grandma
Yeah.
visits.
Yeah, absolutely. But those are the end of those questions.
I have one question from Awesome Ashley from the chat. I'll go ahead and get that for us. So Awesome Ashley asks, I have a brain injury. Makes me wonder if EMD would work for me, seeing as I don't remember the first 18 years of experience. So how would you go about this, Miss Denise?
Well, I think a lot of people don't remember the childhood, or have black spots in their childhood that they can't remember. So I don't know if I would maybe do like the eye movements with her in EMDR, with this person with EMDR.
If you have a brain injury.
Yeah, with them I might do more like body tapping and not so much something that's focused more on eye movements and things related to an injury. I would try and see if like body tapping might work more for them because I don't want to harm them in any kind of way physically.
Yeah.
And so let's try that for a little bit and see if that works, or if there's other forms of somatic therapy that we can do that don't, physically make you feel like hurt or things like that. Yeah.
Perfect. I hope that was helpful.
Hopefully.
There's something wrong with my wife, and I'm scared to address it.
Scared?
I'm a 37-year-old man, and my lovely wife, 36, have little to no problems with each other. However, upon noticing little things that are mounting up to a rather terrifying level, I'm not sure I can ignore this anymore. She's a great person. She's done so much for me this whole marriage and respects that I do not want to have spicy sleep after a rather traumatizing experience. She does little things that shows she listens and cares about me, and I do the same for her. By the way, this comes from aggressive male 4762. OP says, I want to stay with her because we've been married for 10 years now, and she is all I know. But lately, I just don't know what's going on and why she's acting the way she is. We have a dog, Butter.
Aw.
Oh.
Butter is the most calm dog in the world.
Butter dog.
Housebroken and well-trained. However, one time he was very sick and he went number 2 on the carpet. Dang, that's rough. My wife screamed at Butter. I told her to stop because the damage was done already, and Butter is a dog who is sick. I cleaned the carpet and she never blew up at Butter again, but it rubbed me the wrong way how mean she was to him. Butter started crying, no, and trying to give her paw, and she just kept screaming at him, no. Just thinking about my dog. I'm like, no. Because even when I'm like, Ava, she'll like come and cuddle with me when she's in trouble. Don't scream at your dogs.
No.
My mom passed in 2020, natural causes. But I was very close with her, and it took many, many years to accept it. I keep her favorite bracelet on a table with family photos. One day, it was missing, and I had a panic attack. The bracelet was made by my mom's grandfather, and she wore it every day. But when I told my wife, she told me that she sold it.
What?
I sobbed. I wasn't mad at her, just devastated.
Oh.
Why? But soon after, the bracelet was back on the table, and I asked her about that. She started laughing and saying that you should have seen your face. That's so cruel. When we were gardening, I noticed I dropped my keys. She was grouchy since it was hot, and she was planting flowers since the morning, and when she found them, she threw them at me.
Oh.
She felt horrible, but that reaction threw me off. One time after work on Halloween, I was feeling particularly depressed. She played a prank on me and jump scared me, something we do every Halloween. I started crying and having a breakdown because it was kind of the last straw for me after my shift. She laughed and kept laughing, then went back to the living room and watched TV. One time on Facebook, we found out that a classmate had been in a car accident. I told her and she shrugged, saying that she really didn't know her, so it doesn't matter. The poor girl was heavily injured, and my memories of her from school were pleasant, and she genuinely didn't deserve what happened. My wife and I love horror. We are horror fans, but I cannot stand violence against animals. So when we put on When Evil Lurks, I threw up. Oh, the kicker is that she has seen it, but wanted to watch it with me since she loves it so much. I would have appreciated a warning, which I vocalized. She shrugged it off, and that was that. I love her. I recognize that sometimes her behavior is unacceptable and concerning, but you all have to realize that for the past 16 years now, she's been my world. We dated for 6 years before getting married, and it's been 10 years since our wedding. In those 16 years, I've witnessed her go through horrific things, and she's witnessed the same. I noticed the change over the past 3 or so years. Even then, in the moment, I didn't see it as an issue until reading that little journal entry. However, I just don't want to leave her. I met her young, and all I know is her. She's seen me through the most vulnerable parts of my life and vice versa. Her family and my family are basically intertwined. She's basically been there longer than when she hasn't. If I have to leave her, I think that will be it for me. That'll be all I have. I'm 37, which isn't old, but also not desirable either. My therapist is on vacation, so I can't tell her yet. I need somebody to talk to because everybody that I'm telling brushes it off since she's a very sweet person to them. I just want to fix this. We have no kids. I had a rough experience that made me realize I am on the spectrum, and there is an update. What thoughts do you have for OP? Because seems like a really tough moment in their marriage, at least for the last 3 years.
Does the partner like them?
It doesn't
does not
seem like
seem
it.
like the partner likes them.
Yeah. I mean, we've had stories because the only thing I'm wondering is it seems like she's changed a lot within the past 3 years. So this wasn't something that wasn't how she always was. So we were always like, is there a tumor or something? Is there like a reason? Or is it just like this resentment has been building?
I think it can be resentment. I think people fall in love.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like they're the same person that, they were when they first got married. It just doesn't give to me, I love you.
No.
And for the person who's asking the question, it kind of feels like this has been my security blanket. This is all I know. So it's safer to stay with someone who hurts me than know out there starting all over.
Yeah, he's
dating.
like, I'm 37. That's scary.
Yeah, but you have to ask yourself, do you want a lifetime of being with someone who doesn't like you?
Yeah.
I think that, the bracelet, and then to laugh,
Yeah.
it just kind of feels like,
that was so cruel.
yeah.
To see your partner like sobbing.
I would ask, do you like me?
Yeah. Do you even like me anymore?
Do you even like me? Because it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
It's a hard situation because there's a lot of history here,
Yeah.
but is history worth staying longer?
It's like the
and you being
cost
unhappy?
or the sunk cost fallacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've been here for so long, but you're not happy.
No, you're
She
not
doesn't
happy.
seem to be happy.
And then yelling at the dog.
Yeah, and she already knows that he doesn't like violence against animals, and then she's doing it,
And it sounds like the dog was sick.
Yeah.
It wasn't
can
on
be bad,
purpose.
yeah.
It was just like something that happened, but to berate the dog,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even if it, dog's never going to do it on purpose, but especially in this case.
And then the dog will learn to be afraid of you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they remember.
Yeah.
But there is an update.
Oh, okay. Update.
I'm leaving my ex-wife, Anna.
Oh, they started ex-wife.
Yeah, that's wow. So I think OP realized from all those comments, I wonder if his therapist has come back or if he was just like, the therapist will come back and he's like, hey, so you missed a lot. I'm leaving her. But we are still living together as I pack my things. I'm not
Okay.
really scared of her anymore, so that's her name. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's her real name. I sat down and had a conversation with her. Everything I wrote down and posted here was copy and pasted from Google Docs. I showed it to her and she blew up at me. I understand why she was angry. I did share information about our marriage and life on the internet. Her emotions were reasonable, but I started to get very irritable. She listened to the word vomit that just spewed out. She didn't interrupt me or yell at me because I think she realized in that moment how badly it was all affecting me. I begged her to just hear me out, and surprisingly, she did. She admitted to me that she also recognized that she was changing and told her therapist about it. She said that she's been scaring herself and that she's been having anger issues flaring up that she's noticed. And as some of you predicted, she didn't want to give Spicy Sleep up. So she cheated on me with some guys she met at her job.
What?
Ah.
I was thinking maybe it was menopause or something.
Yeah, no. I mean, that kind of makes sense in the sense of like, she definitely doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And probably
Wow.
OP has this experience, traumatic experience where, he's like no longer wanting Spicy Sleep in their lives. And then instead of actually talking to him,
Oh, I'll just go find someone else.
yeah, instead of having the discussion saying this no longer works for us, just cheat. Honestly, by the time she explained herself, I didn't care. With everything that has happened, this was the least shocking.
How do you explain yourself with,
Yeah.
cheating on you? Sorry, honey, I cheated on you, but I love you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, my bad.
Let me explain. You'll hear me out, right?
Yeah.
And did she only bring it up because of the whole like Google Docs thing? Would
I
she ever
guess
have
so.
brought that up?
Well, I think OP was, divorcing her, and she's like, well, I guess I should mention.
For what purpose though?
Yeah. At that point, yeah. I asked Anna genuinely if she loved the man she met, and she said yes,
Okay.
which hurt but also didn't seem like a surprise to me. I told Anna that if she didn't love me, I can divorce her and we can figure out the separation and home situation.
Okay.
She agreed far too quickly, but I was so emotionally exhausted and done with her crap that it didn't register how little she valued the marriage. I just told her that for the next guy, she needs to get help. She agreed that she would check herself into the hospital.
Oh.
Some of you suggested a tumor, but that wasn't the case.
Okay.
Her explanation was that the other man got her into substances.
Ooh.
That's all I'll say on the matter.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yeah, depending on what she was taking, that can have an effect on the brain.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even care what the reason was because the impact was the same. Yeah, I mean, at that point, she had already cheated on you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll forever punt myself down for not recognizing any warning signs sooner. It should have never gotten to the point that it did, and while it may not be my fault, I'm haunted every day by the thought that I could have been smarter and stopped her from doing everything that she did. When I say that she wasn't always like this, I mean it. I miss the woman she used to be, the lovely girl I've known for almost 2 decades. I know this was something that had to be done, but no matter how many times I tell myself that, it doesn't make me feel any better. For those wanting to know, Butter is safe.
Okay,
Thank
cool,
goodness.
cool.
He's a good boy, and he's staying with my sister while I pack up to leave. My wife never physically hurt him, but she has yelled at him a few times. It hurts not having him here all the time since my sister's house is 30 minutes away, but he's safe and I actually see him tonight. I also informed my family about this situation. I didn't want to, but I knew it was necessary. They understood and apologized for their brushing off of the situation. Yeah, because OP said everyone that he told about this issue was just like, it's fine.
This is not fine.
No, yeah. Now he gets to be like, well, wasn't that fine? She cheated on me.
It's sad that it was very much, his pain was normalized.
Yeah, like no one he was going to was actually listening to him.
Are the people he's around, are they happy?
That's, yeah. They're like, this is normal. He's like, is this what your relationship is like?
Yeah.
But to be fair, I downplayed it, so that could also be why they didn't see it as an issue.
Okay.
Her family knows we are splitting as well. As for me, I don't really have friends that are available often, so I've spent most of my time alone in the house, thinking to myself. It was our house at one point. I remember when we first bought it and how excited she was. My best friend and I are going to eat out together. Nice. So that's something to look forward to. She's still admitted. I don't hear from her because they take your phone away at the hospital. I hope she can recover, but after everything that my therapist, family, best friend, and you guys have said, I can't bring myself to stay with her. Breaking it off felt like ripping my own arm off.
Wow.
I was devastated and still am. I wonder if there's kind of like there was some codependency there.
Yeah, and I would wonder also, how is he going to move on from the trauma of this whole thing?
Yeah.
Into a
it
new
seems like he's gone through
relationship.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She seemed distraught as well, but I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't think she doesn't care about me. I think there's a part of her that still cares, but maybe I'm wishfully thinking. Even through everything, I can't be mad at her. But I know loving her isn't good for me. Is it wrong to forgive her? To see everything from her side? It hurts, it really does. I don't know anything but her. It feels like my life is over even though it isn't. I don't want to date again, but I just want to connect with other people. It didn't click how isolated I was until I left. I realize now that she is at fault for my lack of communication with anybody. I'm going to be fine. It's only been like 2 weeks, but it's been the longest 2 weeks of my life. I realized that there are more people around that support and care about me. It honestly was really hard to accept that Anna was a disturbed individual who didn't love me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still convince myself that she does, but everybody around me states that she doesn't, and I'm coming to terms with this. It's progress. And there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
Don't blame yourself.
Yeah.
Learn that you can love again, that there is someone who will
It's only
love
been 2
you.
weeks.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
yourself time, pace yourself. Don't jump in another relationship.
Absolutely. Especially
Get to
after
know
like,
yourself.
such a long relationship.
Yeah, get to know yourself where you are today and just date yourself.
Yeah.
Figure out who you are at 37, what you like,
Mm-hmm.
but don't blame yourself because that will keep you, I think, stuck in the past when you're trying to move forward.
I also think on like the date yourself thing, he mentioned I've been spending a lot of time in the house because everyone's busy. And I think it's, this is specific to me, but like whenever I want alone time, but not to necessarily be stuck in the house, like I climb. So I go rock climbing.
Oh, okay.
And like you go to like communal places where you don't necessarily have to, like you could still have that kind of
Yeah.
alone time, but you're not stuck in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like finding those activities and stuff that work for you
Mm-hmm.
and get you unstuck.
I think for him, learning like what
Mhm,
those
what
things
those are,
are,
yeah.
it seemed like he was so connected and involved in his relationship. I wonder, was there time ever for himself to just, what do I like? What do I need outside of my marriage?
Because, he even said like, it's like taking an arm off. So this is a person he's
very
felt
connected.
literally is a part of him.
I was going to say, like what we've said, focus on yourself, but this is a good time to also focus on those relationships that are around you, friends,
Yeah.
family, that you maybe want to rekindle or at least bring more compassion or something to distract you, but also spend time with Butter.
Yeah,
You got Butter. You got a person to like care for, and I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes that's
I feel like Butter would be not the perfect distraction, but
Yeah.
it's a distraction that is loving, compassionate, and something that will good for you.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that that Butters is like 30 minutes away though.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, but
Angela Connolly actually asks kind of what I was thinking. If she's in the hospital, why is Butter staying at his sister's? Maybe that was, it's new that she's in the hospital and that was the original arrangement.
maybe he's in between places, so it's not really stable enough for Butters to still
Yeah.
be there as he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, also he probably is trying to is reeling. So taking care of a dog can be difficult because you have to remember. Yeah.
Someone said butter won't do you wrong.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's not Butter.
Maybe make a mess on the carpet, but that's okay.
That's okay.
It sounds like Butter also has health issues, so that could be something that
Also, yeah, you have to doubly think about that. But there is a little bit left to the story. I've spent more than 16 years with this woman tormenting me. Oh, that's what she said. It was the last 3 years, and now we're finding out it's last 16.
now that he's out of it, he realizes.
Yeah, he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I have a warped perception of reality. It truly is not easy to experience any of this, and honestly, sometimes I want to come back to her, but I know that maybe I can find the woman or man for me that will love me the way I need to. I'm working it out in therapy, and honestly, I'm still frightened of Anna, but I'm thankful that she was the catalyst to a new chapter of my life. I learned a lot from this, mostly what love is and isn't. I wish Anna the best wherever the future takes her. While I'm sad that the future will not have me in it, I think this was the best for both of us, since she didn't seem to love me, and I now fear her. This should be the end of my updates. I want to be done with this, and I want to move on. And that is the end of that story.
Wow.
But I think divorcing her is a good start to moving on.
Take back your life.
Find out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
678 says, I think it's sad people put up with so much in a relationship thinking it's normal. Then when you look back, you realize how bad it actually was.
I think people normalize it though. So you're like, oh, okay, people around me are in similar relationships are telling me it's not that bad. So
Well, even in this one, yeah.
it's not that bad. So I'll just keep staying.
And I think a lot of times it happens gradually for people.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that you realize, oh, this is not that great, you've already been there for so long.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, I guess I'll just keep pushing through.
And once again, something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Another reason people stay.
I think that the unknown is scarier.
Yeah.
I do have one question. Looks like they messaged me. I will go ahead and read it. It is from our very own Red Bull Rana.
Yay.
So thank you, Red Bull, for this. Red Bull says, I have diagnosed severe PTSD, anxiety, and depression. My nightmares are so bad, they throw me into a panic attack, and that's how I wake up. I've been trying to find a psychiatrist that will take this seriously and give me the medication I need as well as refer me to a therapist or therapy that will help because I have black holes from events that have happened in my life. Is there a way that I can find this easier? Because it's been a battle for years. Also, what type of therapy do you think would help best?
When it comes to the psychiatry appointment, like finding a psychiatrist, it is challenging. For my clients who've never been on medication or been working with psychiatrists, I always say, have your questions out there so that you know when you go into the appointment what you want and need from them. Because sometimes psychiatrists are just like, oh, okay, you're next, and don't spend time getting to know you. So have some questions, figure out what you need from a psychiatrist instead of them telling you what you need.
Yeah.
You're here for services. You're supposed to help me. I'm just not another number, is one thing. And I probably would suggest EMDR therapy for PTSD with those nightmares because it's like something from your conscious is really stuck in your subconscious, and whatever is stuck in there is coming up in your sleep.
Yeah.
So you want to work on bringing that subconscious to the surface through something like EMDR therapy, somatic therapy to help you really process what's coming up that you haven't really worked through.
Supermom asks, can kids do EMDR?
Yes, kids can do EMDR. My demographic is more adults, but yes, there are people out there who work with kids, sitting with them through like the tapping, eye movement, and then there are people who use a light bar, where it's basically a light bar in front of you, and then your eyes are just moving back and forth at the light bar. So yeah, kids can do EMDR also. It's very helpful for all age groups. I don't know about babies, of course, but kids, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Red Bull says, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got Nina Nilsson says, does EMDR help when it's CPTSD? Since it's not just one event, but the whole life during a period of time, kind of.
Yes, I would say 99% of my clients have CPTSD.
Yeah.
So with me, when I work with clients and I'm working with people who have CPTSD, I want to go back to the memory that you're experiencing the most, either that or what is troubling you today.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff that's troubling you today, it goes back to childhood. So let's go back to the first time you've experienced this feeling. Some people say it's elementary school, things like that. But yes, if you have lots of different traumatic experiences, like most of us do, we just, take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there, focus on maybe one thing. And once you kind of feel like you feel better, or you're not as re-triggered by some of the things that trigger you about that one singular thing, we'll go to another thing.
Yeah.
But I would say, all of my clients have some type of complex PTSD and not a singular event.
We do have Kim. Kim, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome.
Is it echoey or is it okay?
It should be okay. So right before we get into your question, Kim, for Denise.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a multi-parter, but for starters, do you agree or disagree that a parent with narcissistic traits, if you make them feel betrayed, do you think that that is something that can be recovered from, or do you think that that will be weaponized for the remainder?
I think it's something that they will try and weaponize to keep you kind of in there, like stay over here. If they start to feel like you're abandoning them, or something is going to start hurting their ego, their fractured ego, they will lash out at you. And that's when you feel more of the them trying to take control over you. So I do think it's something that you will see if you're trying to get away from someone who has narcissistic traits, yes.
So the other part of my question is, I currently have that kind of relationship with my own mother, and we've been no contact, kind of off and on for a while, but she hasn't seen my kids for a year, and that wasn't the original intention, was trying to just like get enough space and everything, but she's showing signs, because it's always like right when we're about to finally be like, okay, we can try something with strict boundaries. Yeah. And she keeps making it worse, but now the way that she's speaking in regards to my kids, because they think one of them lied about something she did or didn't do, the way that she's speaking about it, do you think that somebody like that would go to the extent of weaponizing it against your kids also, because they're still that angry with you?
It's interesting, like being a child myself who's a parent. I have a parent who's a narcissist, a mother, and I've gone no contact several times throughout my life, and I have kids. It's really hard with kids because sometimes the mother will act differently with the children, but then I feel like my kids pick up on her energy.
Towards you?
Pick up on the energy that my mom is not being nice.
Yeah.
And she can be very critical.
Yeah.
And so my kids start to pull away from, she's mean to us and things like that. So I don't know your particular situation if she can weaponize it, but I think that sometimes the relationship you have with your mother can get in the way of her having a relationship with the children, because sometimes she will see you in the child.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking,
That's what I was kind of, I'm sorry.
oh, no, go ahead.
No, that was part of my hesitation too.
Yeah.
Like I had already, before going non-contact, I had already said, like, I'm not going to ask her to watch the kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no interest in relationship with my husband, or she'd be like, I want to go out to eat with just me, or occasionally with the kids. Like, she wouldn't want to just take the kids on her own. It's like, she wants me there too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just kind of feel like my kids are like a vessel.
I think that if you go back on the no contact, you have to think about like what's really changed. Why did I go no contact before? Bringing my kids back into a situation that has hurt me. And since your mom seems to have some issues with you, it's somehow, I think, going through the children. And you don't want your kids raised in the situation that you have tried to heal from and get out of. I think that's what I found myself in, is trying to navigate. I don't want a relationship with my mom, but then she has grandkids and I want them to. But then my kids started picking up on, well, grandma's not that nice to grandpa, and we don't want to be around someone who's not nice to grandpa. So then on their own, without me, influencing them, they have pulled back on their own.
Can I ask about like how old like that started seeming apparent to them? One of my kids is like very, very emotionally sensitive and in tune, and I'm just trying to factor that in.
One of my kids is similar to that, and he's 7. So I feel like when he was probably like 5, he started to pull away, and she noticed and she got really upset. Like, why is he not want to talk to me? Why is he cry whenever he comes over? Is because I've learned as a parent that he's a highly sensitive child. So he picks up on adults and their emotions and things like that. And I wasn't going to force him to go over there and be in a situation that he didn't feel comfortable in.
Thank you so much for the question, Kim. We appreciate it.
Bye, Kim.
Great answers.
So I have a question here. It's as asking, have you dealt with a lot of people where someone is married to a narcissist, or in this case, a master manipulator with both, I would say, adult beverages and with dopamine addiction, worked successfully through a major affair? Wow. Does she think the PTSD will ever go away when you are happy with staying with the spouse?
So it sounds like they're trying to heal from betrayal trauma while also like still being with the person. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
That's really hard to be healing from something that you're still living with.
Yeah.
Is the person changing? Are they the same? Are you doing the work but your partner is not? I think while you're in it, it's going to be very hard to heal from a situation where you're seeing this person engage in things that are hurting you.
Yeah.
Plus the other stuff with the affair that happened or is happening. I always, when I do work with clients who are dealing with partners who are narcissists, it's you have to be out of that situation. To still be in it and trying to heal is very challenging.
Yeah.
Because everything that you're learning, your partner is kind of still doing those things to you in the home that you're sharing. So you can heal from it, but I think it'll be quite challenging to heal while you're still living or involved with that person.
Yeah.
And that person has told me he has changed and they have both grown. But yeah, I guess.
What does growth look like?
Yeah.
What are the
And
action
also,
steps?
I feel like even if people grow, that doesn't mean that you have to, like, even if someone is doing better now or is changed as a person, doesn't mean that you have necessarily forgotten what they did when they were with you.
Yeah, I think like healing and forgiveness has to be about you and not the other person. If you want to forgive them, work on forgiveness because you don't want to feel that like poison that, you know, could be filling you up with the hurt from it. But forgiveness, I think, has to be about you as a person. And if they've grown, can they grow over there? Do you have to be growing?
Do you have to be growing together? Because I feel like it's like with plants. There are some plants that can't grow together because they like kind of like choke the roots. So it's like, yeah, maybe you can grow super healthily from a distance.
Yes. I'll water you sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions?
I think that is it.
Awesome.
That's it for today as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and joining.
Thanks, you guys.
I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
You did the
great.
drive.
Yeah.
Please, now.
Yeah,
like,
one more time.
One last time.
And
but
let us
then-
know where we can find you, like socials and anywhere we want you want us to link.
So thank you guys for having me. I'm Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. On all my socials, my channel, all of it, I'm known as the Inner Child Whisperer. And I talk a lot about mental health, reality TV shows from a therapist perspective, and how a lot of the people you see on these shows really, they represent us, different parts of ourselves. So on all my socials, I am the Inner Child Whisperer.
Lovely. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.
Yes.